Welcome everyone. I'm your peer leader, Cruz Luna, and today we're going to be talking about time management. This is one of my favorite things to discuss because I believe this is what makes you a good student. Like this will really help you in your academic career and especially college with a lot of schoolwork, exams, and just trying to balance different things. So overview. Today we're going to be discussing time management strategies that include some like study hacks and procrastination with some activities sprinkled in. So here's the first activity. The first activity is to create a pie chart of your day. And this is revolved around 24 hours. So don't forget it includes sleeping, classes, your studying time, if you go to campus, driving, eating, because eating actually takes a lot of time if you never realized it, and also like your work or working out. Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick example just in case you can't visualize it in your head. So what I recommend is to start from 24 hours because we all have 24 hours in a day and it's how we use it. So start from 24 hours and say, okay, the first thing that everyone probably has to do is sleep. So how long do you sleep for? Well, most people say 7 to 8 hours. So start at 7 hour, or mine would be 7 hours. So track that from 24. Now you're at 17, and class is another 3.5 hours. So I round to 4. So that would mean I'm at 13 hours left in my day. And then you create your pie chart from there. I'm gonna give you guys about under a minute. Sorry, my timer. And if you aren't able to draw the pie chart in time, at least try to break down your hours and subtract to around, I don't know, 0 hours to the very end of your day. Okay, about 10 more seconds. Okay, yeah, about 2 more seconds, and if you guys want to pause the video and do it, you can. So here's my rough estimate of my pie chart. What it would be for 24 hours. But sleeping 7 hours, eating takes me about 2 hours because I prepare all my meals. So I give or take 2 hours. Studying, I'd say 7 hours in a day. YouTube and kind of scouring the internet about 2 hours, and that's probably what I want to start minimizing. And before bed, preparing to showering, brush teeth, and getting in bed, falling asleep an hour, working out 2 hours, and classes 3 hours. So this is probably an ideal version of my day, and I can start from here. I can start looking at, okay, where should I put more time, or should I take some little less time? I think this is a good activity to see and start implementing a plan. And I'll explain why this also is more important later on. I guess right now. So it's important because setting goals, managing time, and managing tasks are interrelated skills. And they're interrelated because every single day you're making a decision how you're going to accomplish your goals. So you wake up one day and you realize, I don't want to do anything, I want to relax, I just don't want to do anything today. That's actively making a decision saying, well, I'm not getting closer to my goals today. I'm actually really remaining stagnant, not progressing. So every day you need to break down your goals and understand what you're trying to achieve and work towards those goals. So setting goals and managing time are very interrelated, and it's very important to understand. And I bet a lot of just overall your experience in college, you experience how if you don't manage your time, you feel like you're getting behind and you're not as good of a student as you could be. So time management is really important in college. So time management, the 3 steps listed in the book are analysis, itemization, and prioritization. Analysis is basically what we just did. We're breaking down our time. We're in time increments, seeing where our time is going, and that's really important to see how you're spending your time. And then another thing is to itemize it. This is listing what tasks need to be done and when they need to get done. This is so you have your task, write out how many hours it take or minutes, however long it is, and itemize it. And then the third step is prioritization, because some things are due later, some things are easier, so you can prioritize it and create a balance. And what I mean by this balance is you're going to have these big assignments, you need to break them off in chunks, and you might have these smaller assignments or something that's due maybe in a couple of days, and that's going to take priority or something that's due in like maybe a week or 2 weeks. So prioritize is very important. And I like to think of something else. When you're stressed in school, you kind of take these 3 steps, but I have another 3 steps in mind. When you're stressed in school and you feel like you're behind, it's okay. Don't get too worried and start procrastinating from that worry, but instead relax, prioritize, and execute. And that's kind of what analysis, itemization, and prioritization is. Relaxing is don't let it stress you. You understand your situation. Okay, prioritize, see what you need to get done, and get it done what you can do in your day, and break it down every day, and then just execute. Get it done. Do it, and don't have an excuse. Just get it done. So some strategies that I find that really work. Establishing a routine. The reason why you want to establish a routine is because this is how you start incorporating a plan, and your goals become action oriented. You're action taking. By establishing a routine, if you study around 6 hours a day and you get that done every single day, you're actively accomplishing your goal because you're working towards your activities. You're breaking them down. You're just getting it done. And you start establishing a good routine, you'll find yourself become more productive. So establishing a routine could look like setting certain time blocks during the day. Say, this is what needs to get done. This is what needs to get done, and every single day you do it. And I feel like this is very possible for many students to do because Monday, Wednesday classes, Tuesday, Thursday. So you those said 2 days. So it's about 4 days. That's 4 days. Those 2 days could have their own little routine on those days, and also you can have a workout routine, sleep routine, what you eat to just create a nice, healthy, balanced lifestyle. Another thing that I find is the Pomodoro technique, and I have one that I like. What I personally do, I find to be very productive. It's just something that I've just started doing. Pomodoro is basically when you study, so you'd have these sessions, studying sessions, and then you have a break followed. So for instance, it could be 25 minutes and a 5-minute break. So it'd be 4 times of 25 minutes, and then you get a longer break. So here, or you could just there's different variations of Pomodoro, but the one I find that be good is look up Pomodoro timers on YouTube. So let me see, make sure you can see that. This, as you can see, hold on, make sure, hold on a second. Here it is. This is what I'm going to use today, for instance, to get 4 hours of studying done. This is kind of fun for me. So look, this is the session 1 is 50 minutes. Okay, I work for 50 minutes, and then I get a 10-minute break, and it just does that for 4 hours. And you can find different things online, Pomodoro technique. I find them to be very helpful, and I can listen to some nice relaxing music, and I can focus. And the Pomodoro technique really gives me that break I need, but also lets me keep studying a lot. Active procrastination. Well, a lot of you would say, well, why would I want to actively procrastinate? Well, I'll tell you why. Active procrastination, we all procrastinate. So take the things you don't want to do, push them off to the side. Don't procrastinate, maybe do them the next day or not. Start off with your day with an easy task or something that you can get done. That is what I recommend doing. And you actively procrastinate, you push yourself off. Not that you're not going to do it, just get the easy stuff done. Get yourself in a nice flow and routine, a nice flow, and then you're going to be able to get that other work done. It'll be easier. Small to whole approach. The book describes this as the part to whole study method. So studying in advance before exams and studying these parts in short, separate study sessions. And this is important because say you have a big assignment, break it down in chunks, and before you know it, you've accumulated a lot of progression, and it's actually easier. And I really started doing that in my engineering lab classes, where you have to write a 20-page lab, and you have 2 weeks to write it roughly. And if you wait off to the 2 days before, those 20 pages are very intimidating, so much work. But if I break it up in a 2-week span and give myself about a day to 2 to 3 days for each section of the lab, it's very manageable and it's not as intimidating. So really take this approach for your assignments, your bigger assignments, and you'll find yourself become more productive. Things that waste time. So part of this, I activity that we did earlier, we're being mindful of how we spend our time, but we also need to be mindful of how we waste our time. So social media, texting, I'm guilty with YouTube. I watch too much YouTube, Netflix, Hulu. Some people play video games, and the quote-unquote resting. What I mean by resting is some people find themselves like, oh, I need to take a break, and then your 15-minute break ends up being 2 hours, 1 hour, or maybe 30 minutes, but 30 minutes adds up to you taking too many breaks, and that just wasting a lot of time. So being mindful how you spend your time, and part of it is analyzing how you waste your time and how you can minimize these factors that waste time. So here's another quick activity. It's a never, occasionally, often, always. So I have a couple of questions, and you answer with a never, occasionally, often, always. This is part of being mindful and starting to think how you spend your time. Because as I said, that's one of the key steps is the analysis. So I feel like I cram before an exam. Never, occasionally, or often, or always. We're going to only do a couple because presentation 11 minutes. My homework is turned in on time. I think I get enough sleep. Let's go to number 8. I get my papers in on time at number 9. I find myself making a lot of excuses to my instructors about why my work isn't done. Maybe you're asking for extensions all the time, saying why you're getting it done. 10. I feel comfortable how I use my time now. That'd be you having a good routine and you're having your plan. So here are some of the questions to think about and start analyzing your day-to-day schedule. Conclusion. I want to finish off with a quote from the book. Doesn't thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made up of. So don't waste time. I think it's pretty simple. Don't waste time because your life is made up of time and the things you do. So if you're just being lazy and not getting things done, you're not going to probably live a very enjoyable life. So everyone, work hard. I hope you learned something and enjoy your day.